if you've ever had the thought that there's no amount of money or anything that's going to keep me in this job, in this place, in this situation, you're like millions of other folks, especially here in the US, who are, instead of going back into the office, instead of putting up with another day of harsh customers, of bad bosses, of you name it, they are resigning, right? I am your host, certified high performance coach, Sean Butner, and today we're talking about burnout and why so many people are leaving their jobs. So if you've ever had the thought that there's no amount of money or anything that's going to keep me in this job, in this place, in this situation, you're like millions of other folks, especially here in the US, who are, instead of going back into the office, instead of putting up with another day of harsh customers, of bad bosses, of you name it, they are resigning, right? There's this idea that's been coming around called the Great Resignation. And it's a good thing because the labor market's opening up because of better opportunities and people just burning out. So if you've heard about why some industries are really struggling, some others are really thriving, and having that hiring extravaganza, that's kind of what we're talking about. So if you, as the title of this video suggests, have left your job because of burnout, or if you're thinking about it because you're burning out, because you're miserable, you're stressed, you are seeing some better opportunities, then what do you do next? And the way that in my life that I've kind of thought through this is there's generally two poles that people follow when trying to change careers, right? You're either moving towards something, better hours, better benefits, better financial rewards, better quality of life, a shorter commute, more fulfilling work, things of that nature. So you're being pulled towards something better, or you're being pulled or pushed, I guess, or I guess you could say pulled, towards things like, you're trying to move away from pain, right? So bad managers, miserable work, busy work, that doesn't really matter, lack of opportunity, overwhelm, bad customers, bad bosses, again, I'll say that a bajillion times probably in this video, a lack of appreciation, to name a few. And so if you're feeling that burnout, you're probably more in this latter category, and that's fine. I think that's normal, and we all experience this at some point in our careers, unfortunately, and that's a whole other conversation. But, the ideas also contribute to this idea of burnout, again, which is overwhelm, extreme exhaustion, and consistent disengagement with what's going on. And when you quit your job, or when you transition your career, if that's you, the problem persists of that overwhelm, that exhaustion, disengagement. They just don't magically disappear, right? When we switch our situations. So how can we get to that enthusiastic state for that new gig, the next chapter of our lives, or the next thing? And here are 5 ideas on how to do that. Number 1 is to create a new rejuvenation routine. Burnout by definition is joyless. So the biggest thing we can do, having in my career too, having left a stressful job in tech in 2012, is to find something that lights you up, find something that brings you joy, and do that every day, right? I think if, I've coached people this past year that had lost jobs. We're like, I'm going to do 12 hours just submitting resumes and being rejected and this whole miserable experience, and I'm not happy. And you think, well, yeah, you're not happy. Like, there's nothing lifting you or nothing uplifting you or pulling you into a state where you feel happy. And you have to manage that yourself, right? And it's not that takes over your life, right? Because you can go, well, this is a distraction now because that's all you want to do. But, an hour in the morning playing music, creating furniture, writing, cooking, whatever it is that helps you just feel connected to the world, feel like you're living something that you really want to do, can be all the difference in overcoming burnout. The second thing is to make sure you're going to process your previous experience. If you're coming off of a rough job, take the time to reflect on what you loved about it and what you learned. Because psychologically, if you can shift it from this was a terrible experience to this helped bring me and build me into my future, that can be all the difference in not being stuck in, oh, my boss was a jerk, oh, that work was meaningless, oh, why did I waste all that time there, those types of thoughts. And I've had that too, You're going to process the experience at some point, make that intentful, conscious effort to get through it as soon as possible so you're not sabotaging your next thing or setting yourself up to repeat the same patterns, which is super key. All right, third idea on overcoming burnout is to get physical, right? One of the best ways to process emotion is exercise and movement. So it has the 1-2 punch of moving those emotions and negative emotions out of your body. And over the long term, it'll help you feel better, faster, stronger, more robust. And at the end of the day, how we physically feel will impact how we feel emotionally and mentally. So it's a cornerstone in overcoming or preventing burnout, as we'll talk about here in a second. The fourth point is to get social. So if you've had a job that was completely consuming, where that all you spent was time at work, and now that that's gone, or you're like, it's a really kind of scary thing to think of what life will be if you leave your work family, and a lot of people have that feeling that it's your work family. You need to get social, you need to get friends, either, see friends that you're working with currently outside of the office to build that type of habit and relationship, or expand your social group through clubs, through meetups, whatever you got to do. But get around people, and one, it'll raise your mood, just being we're social creatures. Even the people that are the most stubborn about this want to see people at some point. It's a frequency thing. So whatever works for you is great, but we really need to figure that out. And then finally, point number 5 is adopt the building block mindset. And this is like a learning mindset where if we took everything that's happened previous to us, the chapters of our lives, the jobs, the relationships, the good and bad experiences, the time tragedy struck, the times that we were just completely exhausted and we didn't know what to do next, the time that we succeeded beyond our expectations, they're all building blocks for what's coming for us. And if we can connect that and get excited about what's to come, and get thinking about our future again, because so many times when we're burning out, we are thinking about right now, how this moment really sucks, but getting excited for where we're going can be a game changer. So all of these ideas can really help you overcome burnout quicker, but if they're put in place before you're even there, it can help you prevent burnout, right? And what's really good there, you might be saying, well, burnout could be the sign that I need to move on, and you can be happy and realize that there's a job or situation that's not healthy for you and it's time to move on. And you'll make a better decision if you're in a better energy when you make that choice. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Things are really tough, and you got to take care of yourself, your sanity, your physical body, and all that. So I hope you loved this video. This is one of the many topics I talk about with my clients. So if you are struggling with a job transition where you know that there's a better way, you want to come through it with more joy, more confidence, more presence in your life, then go to seanbutler.com/coaching to fill out an application for a free 1-hour strategy session with me. Yes, this one is free on me, and we'll go through your life and we'll talk about 5 different pillars of high performance and how to create a plan for you to have more clarity in your life, more energy, more boldness and courage, more productivity and more influence, so that you can live your best life in whatever context you're working on, your home life, your career, your health, or general well-being. So people love the strategy session. People love this coaching. People usually respond. I'll get a lot of really good feedback from this blog post and video, and I hope you're part of that. So comment below. Make sure if you have any questions, let me know. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. It's just me. But I love doing this for you guys. I hope you found something to take away here to help you, feel happier and more confident wherever you're at in your life. And that said, guys, Let me know what you think. And this is Sean Butner saying, live with more joy, personal growth, and impacting communities. And I'll see you guys next week.